What is going on, everybody? Saved by FX here. It is Friday, June 26th, and on yesterday's live session, we signaled GJ. I signaled GJ live on the live session. It ended up playing out really well. I just want to go over this trade in its entirety. These trade reviews normally are for members only. I just did one for members. I'm going to upload that in a second. But this one's completely free because we gave out the signal on the live. So let's start off all the way on the weekly and take a look at what the hell were we thinking with GJ. So as always, weekly time frame, we're just getting down. What is our momentum? What is the trend? And we broke this low, made a lower low. Moving averages crossed right here, came up, made this lower high, respected this trend line. Moving averages crossed. Now this started to pull back, and this was correlated very nicely with GU as well. I found that GU and GJ have like a 90% correlation for you guys that trade those pairs. So 9 times out of 10, the trades are going to be moving very similar. With this, what I saw was we obviously, did a double bottom here, started to pull back, but we're still, momentum is still bearish. So as I'm on the daily time frame, I have my fibs from my high to my low. I had them. I removed them now, but I had them on here for you guys that have been following these sessions. And I was looking at structure. Structure formed as this crossed. So we had this high to the low, pulled back, crossed the moving averages. That's the retracement. Then it crossed again. So this formed that lower high. Until that was broken on the daily time frame, we were bearish. We're looking for bearish moves always. Then it broke. So it broke right there. I wasn't buying. What I did was I went up to the weekly and I said to myself, the weekly is bearish. So where is the next potential opportunity where we could find rejection? And I just look left, and that's this level. A lot of support at this level. Even if I drag this back a little bit further, obviously support was given there, resistance was given right there. If I bring this zone down a little bit more, which I don't really need to, but so pretty much that was the level that I was looking at. I was saying as price comes into that level, I want to see how it reacts, and then we got all this bearish pressure right out of that level. And if you come through the live sessions, you see this is what I talk about. So that was testing the 200-day. As this is happening, I'm not aggressive yet on GJ in particular. I wasn't watching it. If I was on the 1 hour and I was looking up in this area, I could have entered. And you got to look at structure. So the first thing I always look at is structure. So 1 hour time frame, made this high, made this higher low. Moving averages, guys. Blue over red, cross. Red over blue. This is the higher low. Blue over red. Right there. So I can use my random line, drag this across. As soon as this breaks, then structure is broken. So as you can see, we broke, first pullback. First entry opportunity was right here. If I were to put stops, if I were to take this trade, which I personally would not have because stops would have been wide as fuck, I would have put stops here. Probably would have been stopped out there, to be honest. But we weren't looking at that point. Hold on 1 second. Get my charger. Personally, I wasn't looking to get into a trade yet, but I'm just trying to break down structure for you guys. Pretty much this formed this lower high. This then was retested like this. Obviously, was respected. Next entry opportunity would have been right here. Stops above this level, and then obviously would have went into some profit. But let's hit up to the 4 hour, and this is what made me really get in on this trade is the 4 hour time frame. Because I was looking at the weekly. The weekly is bearish. I'm looking at a weekly move. I personally wanted the 4 hour to break. I wanted it to reject this weekly level, right? So I waited until this formed. This high formed, this higher low formed in the sense that the moving averages crossed, formed support here. Then we broke. I was waiting for the pullback. I fibbed this, 38.2 pullback, 200-day moving average, but more importantly, look at price action. Bearish engulfing, mind you, the wick, and then here another bearish variation. As that's happening, I hit the 30-minute. I hit 30-minute time frame. Now I start to look at 30-minute structure. More importantly, like right here where all this is happening. And I'm telling myself, okay, did this break structure on the 30-minute? No. No structure broke. Blue was over red this entire time. This is just a pullback now. This is where structure forms. Okay? Then we had a new high form. We had this pullback, moving averages cross. Right there. Made this low, moving averages cross again. This becomes a higher low for me. This is a more valid break of structure right here. As that broke, that is where I decided to enter. I decided to enter based on this break, waiting for our first entry. Entries are always on the pullback through the moving averages, unless we take a breakout entry, which right now we're not doing. We had the pullback, moving averages, cross, entry. Boom. Minor drawdown. Very little drawdown. 14 pips. You know what I'm saying? 55 pips stop loss. Then we got up, right around 2-0. So that was this trade. As always, as I get to 1-to-1, I move my stops to break even. At this point, we've already pretty much captured 2-to-1, so you can decide to close the order, or if you want to trail this order, I would have your stops at 38.2, right above there. So this is another trade review. This one was completely free. As always, we are putting these in the Premium Signals channel. This one I signaled during that live session. GJ went into a ton of profit on this. If you guys are interested in getting in on the signals, just shoot me a message after this, and I'll see you guys on the next live trading session on Sunday, and I hope you guys have a good weekend.